We are live. Cool. Hello, everybody. I am here today with Johann and Ian from the NCL League to do a tier list of this season's logo participants. Johann, Ian, hello. Thank you for joining me
Hello.
today.
You're very welcome.
Um, Now you guys can see my screen and everything. Okay, I hope.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. Um, so yeah, I guess um, we'll be looking at all logos of season 14 participants and sorting them out into a tier list that we got here on screen. I guess we'll be looking at the overall design of the image and its logo-ishness. I mean, yeah, hope that makes sense, but not, then I don't know. It's all subjective anyway, but um we'll just be going through them alphabetically ish, whatever way they are sorted here on screen. And that means we're starting with my personal logo, the Adelaide Overheat logo. So let it rip, guys.
I think the order is completely rigged to have you first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, it
That's
is.
that's why that's why I'm Adelaide Overheat, so that I'm always alphabetically first.
I mean, this has won the poll in the server, I think, previously, right? So it's got to
It did,
Uh,
be
yes.
it has, yes.
it's got to be S,
And
right?
like I'm very proud of this as a piece of artwork or whatnot, right? Um, but I think it is very hard to read, especially when it gets smaller.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I
So
mean,
I, as a logo, I can't really put it into the S tier.
it's really funny
Yeah, the
that
overheat
I
is
was,
barely
yeah,
readable.
it's
Basically only if you know what's standing there.
Yes.
when I was looking back at all the old logos today and re-downloading the Adelaide Red Rex logo. I mean, this is wildly better.
Wildly better.
Even
Yes.
even the early versions of the Adelaide Overheat, where it's just Salazzle's face in between two words. I mean,
Yeah,
this
the
is
thing with that is that probably makes a more readable logo, even if the design isn't as
yeah, you're right. I
interesting.
mean, it was just base text versus like the Team Skull flavor
Yeah, yeah,
fonts.
exactly. But
Okay, well, if you really don't want to put it in S, I mean, we can put it in A.
yeah, I think it probably deserves an A tier. I don't think I can put it in S. I don't know. There's only a
Will we
couple here that I would probably consider S, but but
will
yeah.
we rank them in the
Okay,
tiers as well?
I mean, we can try and do that. Yeah.
Okay.
we'll do it Claymore style.
All right. Next up, we've got Anchorage Arcanines. Um, whose team is that in? I'm really bad at
This is
Ace.
remembering.
Ace.
Ace.
Ace. Not Dice Goblin, but the other.
Yeah, Ace with numbers.
Five
Um,
5914.
Fair enough. Cool. So yeah, what do we think of this?
You did not design this, did you?
No, no, I did not design
Okay,
this.
then you can just start because you're the most artistic of us and have probably the most knowledge.
Um, I don't like how the text is just down the bottom like that. Um, I say that as someone who tends to just put text down the bottom on a lot of my logos as well, but like I do try and incorporate it into it a little bit. I feel like the snow coming down, um, I don't think it needs to be out so wide on this logo. And I feel like the mountains could be worked into the logo overall a bit better. Like even like using the mountains as the A's for Anchorage Arcanines or something like that could definitely make for an interesting logo. Like it's not bad. Um,
It's just a bit basic.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have like strong thoughts.
Well, yeah,
I feel like
that's the thing.
the,
The
the
colors
font and
all
the text
work together
size
and everything, but
the font and the text size make the team name a bit difficult to read as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
looking
is true.
on the tier list side, it's definitely not the easiest.
Um, I just feel like even if the text was curved around to follow the bottom semicircle there, it would even be an improvement. Um, I don't want to be too harsh on it because, like,
We
I
can
don't
move
know,
stuff later.
the
Just give
Yeah,
it
we can move
Arcanine
it.
give it
is
the C that you want to
drawn
give it
pretty
now,
well.
and then
Yeah,
move it
that I
later.
do want to put it into C. Um, but there's also things here that are much worse than it. So
I mean, we can move
It can
stuff
be at the
around
top
later,
of
and we
C.
can, yeah.
It could be, yeah.
I don't know. I think I almost want to put it. Yeah, yeah. We'll put it as top of C for now, and we can move it to the bottom of B later if we feel like it.
If need be, yeah.
All right. Um. Yeah. Okay. I can deal with that. Next up, we've got Atlanta Flamingos. Our first JPEG.
JPEG.
Whose whose team is that?
This is Cam.
Cam.
Oh, okay,
And
right.
look, maybe I should have looked up and seen how default the artwork is. Like I don't know. This looks like it's just like the Flamigo, like sprite work or whatever, right? Just taken and put
Can't
in the
even
middle of a circle.
you can't even type flamingo. It just immediately brings up flamingo. Um, so the official art has it facing the other. I mean, it's the other direction. That's not
Okay,
that hard
so
to
that
flip.
it's been
But
flipped and put in the middle of the
um,
circle.
it doesn't have like a wing extended. It's just like holding its leg up.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know where the wing came from then, but but yeah, obviously this would be fine as a PNG if like yeah the outside white was gotten rid
Gone.
of. But as it's a JPEG, it's definitely not going to be rated super highly. But as a logo, it's easy enough to read, right? And it's very logo-ish. It is very basic, but it's
Yeah, it's not outstanding as a piece of art, but for it's doing a good job as a logo.
Yeah, I agree.
um
JPEG knocks it down
the
at least a
JPEG does
third.
knock it down. I would probably have put it low B, but since it's a JPEG and not a PNG, it's going to be in the C. I don't think I can really justify it higher than Anchorage's either, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
second that.
definitely not. Sorry, Cam.
Sorry,
Remove the
Cam.
white. Just remove the white background.
Just
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Give it a PNG, and it'll be bottom of B tier at least. Um, all right. And next up, we have Atlantic Skidoo, which is a me logo. So
Perfect.
yeah. Um, look, this is a bit on of a play on an actual sports team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I don't remember. I think yes.
If you say so.
can't remember what team it was though.
This is
Obviously
from
Atlantic something.
This is
It's
from so long ago.
so long ago. Yeah, exactly. It's definitely not my
Maybe it
best
needs.
work, but
It does look like it could use maybe a little bit of an update.
Yeah, I mean it's still fine. Like it's doing a good job as a logo. It's not also not outstanding as a piece of art.
Yeah, I like that it's not the entire Skiddo's body. You just see the
The head.
head,
yeah,
and you can still make the A out in the middle. Like it's not unrecognized. It's very recognizable for what it is.
yeah, yeah.
Even
No,
if you
I
can't
think
actually read in the smaller format the Atlantic Skiddo part, you can still see that it's an A in the Skiddo's head,
yeah. I
which
just
makes it
think
a
like
good
the leafy
logo look.
background could definitely be updated a little bit. Um, but yeah, I don't know. This is probably the first one that I'm gonna put in B tier, but well, I would put in B tier, but it would be a lower B, I think.
Sure,
Yeah.
Yeah.
fine with that.
All right.
I would have said mid B. It's
Mid
basically
B.
the same thing currently.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Hmm. All right. Now we have Brooklyn Blastoises, which I think is Annie's team. Is that?
That is
Yep.
correct.
And this is a very, very cool piece of artwork. I do like it. Um,
Hmm.
as a
It's also still
logo,
readable.
it is. Blastoises is very readable when it's small because of the bright colors. Brooklyn,
Hmm.
Yeah.
not as
A bit
much.
less, but still better readable than most of the others that we
Yeah,
already had, I think.
and the
In fact, all
O
of them.
from the Brooklyn being worked into the Blastoises canon is very cool.
Yeah.
Um, so I would probably put this higher than my Adelaide Overheat logo, but I still don't think it's S tier just because it is very much more a piece of artwork than a logo to me, I think.
That's
I'm
very fair.
I'm curious to see what Jet's gonna put in S then.
I actually, yeah, looking at it, I don't know what I'm going to
Ideas.
put in S, but I think there's
No,
only going to be a.
nothing.
I see at least one that I would fight for S.
There is one I
I think
think.
there's two that I'm pretty passionate about saying S for. But
I mean, I'm fine with putting this at the top of A right now.
Yeah, I
yeah,
think this is a
I'd agree.
very.
Just
I don't
just
remember
curious.
who he said did the artwork. I
I
don't
also don't
know.
know.
It's a
I don't think
very.
he did it himself, but I
It
think
is
he
a
got it done by
very
someone.
nice art style, like the scratchy lines and stuff like that. Like it looks like someone's almost drawn it with a pen. Um, like the basic lines and stuff like that, and then colored it in. But yeah, it's a very manga-ish art style.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Probably would not have pieced those together, but yeah, you're right. That is very, very similar.
Um, yeah. But okay, next up we've got Karaoke Crooks, which is Beery's team.
Hmm.
Which I this is very reminiscent of a sports logo, right? Like
Yes.
it's quite logo-ish. Um, and it's obviously not just straight up taken from official art. Like someone's put time into doing some edits and stuff like that to make it look different and interesting. This one's not made by me, by the way, either. So
I was gonna say I think it's Bill who made this
yeah, I
one.
think probably I think Beery did say something like that, right? and
That would make
it would
the
make a lot
most
of
sense to
sense.
me.
Yeah.
I am struggling to find what the basis would have been if this was related directly to something. Just because I see the hat and I'm like, I wonder if that was an homage to a specific sports team. I can't find anything. It's pretty difficult to. Sorry, it's probably because I'm just using English.
Yeah, maybe. Um, but either way, I feel like
You definitely can
this.
see crooks no matter what size the logo is. You can see crooks. It's nice and big.
Yeah,
Yeah, the karaoke is a bit difficult to
it's
read if you size it down.
yeah. Obviously, the crooks is the important part, though.
Hmm.
But yeah, mm, I would definitely put this up in the A tier.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if I'll put it above or below Adelaide though. As a logo, I would put it above Adelaide. As art, I would put it below. So I don't know. It kind of sits on the same tier.
Yeah.
I second that, but we're rating logos right now.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay. So you want to put it above, in between?
in
I mean,
between
we,
Brooklyn and
we, we
Adelaide.
are doing a logo tier list, so yes, I would put it above.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Next up is our first no logo.
Hawk?
A good old NA.
I love
Is
that
it
you just
actually? It's actually.
screenshot it. You just screenshotted the merge cells from the doc.
Yeah, I did. Um, this is
This is actually, yeah.
Axley's team, the Chow Buna Gunga Morg Alamamolas, which is
Good,
yeah, we're
good
just
effort.
going into no logo there. Yeah, I don't know how to say it obviously, but
It's it's like a lake in Massachusetts.
yeah, I did look it up.
I will be using the Polish flag as the logo for Pick'ems until there is one.
Why?
I'll see.
Because actually it's Polish.
Oh, okay.
I'll see if I'll see if I have uh, the willpower to make him one, and if he wants one, we'll see.
The willpower to try and fit that name on
Yeah,
anywhere.
yeah, exactly. Next up, we've got the Chicago Corviknights, which is Luna's team.
Mhm.
Yep.
Um, cool. I think they drew this themselves, or did they get someone to do it?
No, yeah, I don't remember the artist's name, but they had an artist do this one.
Okay.
Quite a few of their logos are by the same person. I apologize, I do not remember their name.
Yeah.
See if I can look it up in the meantime while you're talking.
Um, and yeah, as for this one, it's cool for sure. But you can see a lot of the I don't really want to say hand drawnness because it's obviously digitally drawn, but you know what I mean. Like it's doesn't have the vectoredness that you would expect from a sports logo, right?
Right, right.
Um, which it could look really cool if it had that vectoredness look. It doesn't look bad or anything now. Like it's still a nice piece, a nice logo. Um, and I think it would look better without the text at the bottom. Like it doesn't really need that. I feel like you could get rid of the Chicago Corviknights down the bottom and just have the C with the Corviknight by itself, and it would be self-explanatory enough.
completely agree. I mean, it's based on the Chicago Cubs, which is just the C, I think.
Like, I get why the text is there.
Oh, it says Cubs in the middle, but I mean, it's a very like it's just the C part that's important in the Chicago reference.
Yeah,
I cannot find out who this artist. I literally am completely.
and I don't necessarily really like um the font choice here. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if the font, like, I don't know if they've just hand drawn each letter or if it's an actual font, but it looks like it's like a hand drawn for each letter, right?
I definitely think it's hand drawn because the two C's are different sizes.
Yeah, and all the eyes are different sizes, etc. And I just think using an actual font to make it more uniform would probably be okay. And I like to use chunkier fonts on my logos just to make it a bit easier to
Readable.
read.
Um, this screams B to me.
Yeah, I would definitely put this upper B, so above Atlantic Skidoo there.
Cryptif.
Cryptif.
Rip me, I'm the one that made it.
Rip you.
Yeah, but that's fine. I do, yeah, I do agree on the B tier there is definitely okay. All right. Next we have the Cleveland Escavaliers, um, which was made by me ages and ages ago, and it turned out
I saw
really
the
well.
original today. This is one of the ones that I was going to fight for S tier for because I think this is one of my favorites just in terms of readability and like logo recognition. Like it's just
Yeah,
very easily top tier to me.
Yep. I second Ian.
I don't disagree. It is probably one of my most logo-ish looking logos that I've ever logoed. Um, yeah, I mean, I can definitely, yeah, not disagree that it should be S tiers when it comes to logos. So let's put it up there. Um, as a piece of, yeah, yeah, look, I don't disagree. S tier logo for sure. I'm not necessarily um, super proud of the creativity with this one, but it definitely works. Because it is literally just like the Escavalier base artwork, um, like turned into a vector and then colors changed, right? Like I didn't try to do anything super interesting with it there, but it is definitely very much working as a logo. So yeah, S tier it is.
Notably, a gigantic improvement from the first version, which I also saw today, which was literally just the official art of Escavalier recolored.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Um, well, that'll be something to look forward to when we eventually do every NCL logo
Oh god.
tier
That's going to
list.
be a really fun one.
That's gonna be a really long
A
video,
really long video,
There's
yeah.
there's
first
a
and
lot of
foremost.
interesting older logos, put it that way.
Oh god. Anything that we're gonna have to cut out, Ian?
Uh, well, yeah, maybe if Ariana Grande decides to sue us, I don't know. That's the one.
All right. Um, next up, we've got Delhi Darmanitans, which is Sark's team, correct?
That is correct.
And obviously, it's going in C tier because it's a JPEG. Um, and
Nothing
I would
else from
probably
me.
put it below Atlanta Flamingos as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly because it's a white Pokemon on a JPEG, so you can't even like really tell what's going on there. Versus the Flamingo is bright pink, so
Yeah.
even with the white background, you can still see what it is.
If it was a PNG, if both of them were PNGs, what one would you put higher?
Um, if both of them were PNGs, I'd actually probably put Delhi higher.
Yeah, because there's a little bit more creativity there than the Atlanta Flamingos, right?
Yeah, it just it's not as like, you don't need that like extra circle around it for the words because the words are like built in already, and it's already a rounded Pokemon, so it makes itself look like a logo more easily than
Yeah,
Flamingo
yeah.
does.
I would probably put the Delhi up higher and like maybe at the top, mirroring the Dimanitans down the bottom. But um, but yeah, other than that, and I don't know what the HQ or HO or whatever is there.
It probably is HQ, right?
It looks like an
I
HQ.
For a while there I thought that it was HD, and I was like, is it supposed to be flipped? But yeah, I don't know the basis for this. I
We
would
could
have
pink side.
assumed a cricket team, but I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, as it is, white background, white Pokemon, uh, C tier. Probably gonna end up lowest of the C tier. Yeah. Um,
Tragic.
but yeah, unfortunate. Sark, give us a PNG and you'd get rated higher. What can I say?
If he gives me an answer, I'll chime in with what his logo is based off of for this headquarters question, HQ.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we've got Dublin Drapions, which is whose team?
Delta.
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 Um,
This is just the normal artwork, right?
yeah, but
With no eyes or no pupils.
they've done something to it to give it white outline rather than black outline, stuff like that, right? But
Hmm.
like maybe,
Cool.
who knows? I wouldn't even guess, but um, yeah, I don't know. I definitely can't justify this higher than Arcanine, the Anchorage
Nope.
Arcanines, right? So
Nope. Not at all. Like this is less creative. You can read it even worse.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
it
you
kind
can't
of
tell what
Just from the colors.
just from the
the
colors,
pink.
the
Yeah,
blends all together.
definitely. But
Uh,
it's not a JPEG,
it's
so
not a JPEG,
It-
yeah, exactly. um, yeah, I don't know. There's definitely some improvements that could be made here. The text, for one, it needs some kind of outline to bring it out at the very least. Um, and it's kind of just like placed there. It doesn't have any.
the circle just exists.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not fulfilling a purpose.
Like, I would almost consider moving the text down the bottom, making Drapion a bit bigger, and having like the text circle follow the circle along the bottom or something like that, following from the claw. But yeah, definitely some improvements that could be made here. But I don't know. I kind of liked his other logo more.
I briefly remember it. It should be easy for me to track.
It's the one that looks like the Command and
It was like
Conquer
red and
Brotherhood of
black.
Nod logo,
I
but
don't
it's
have
got
Yeah,
anything.
that's got no context for me, but
these
um
people,
he
youngsters.
posted it in here last season. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's like a it was like that's what you associate with it, huh? I mean, it was just the arm
it,
of
it,
the Drapion.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, it's like the
It looks like a
scorpion tail
yield
in the
sign.
Brotherhood of
It's
Nod
like an
logo.
inverted yield sign.
Anyone that's got any taste at all will know when I say Brotherhood of Nod. So it's all that matters. Anyway, yes, C tier, and then we've got Farmington for
EVA logo.
alligators up next. Um, is this one that I made? I can't remember.
Is it?
I think it might be.
I mean, this is
I have
EV,
no clue. Yeah, this is EV.
but this is one that you would have made from like being in PSS.
Yeah,
So I don't.
if I made it a while ago.
It is something. It is fairly your style, but I'm not sure. If it's someone else's, I apologize.
Yeah, if it's someone else's, I really apologize as well. Um, give me one sec. I might be able to. I
How many times have you DM'd EV, really?
Well, that's true, but also, yeah, it's in my portfolio channel in my Discord, so it must be made by me. I wouldn't put it there if I didn't make it, right?
Perfect. That means we can go
Surely.
harder.
So yes, I made this one.
Well, this is just like the Cleveland S Cavaliers, but less creative.
Less creative, yeah, exactly. I think I made the Cleveland Cavaliers one before this as well, so it's basically exactly the same idea,
But worse.
but worse. Yes.
I'm so sorry.
No, I definitely agree. Um, hmm, um, because yeah, it's literally just for alligator colors, right? And it's not necessarily like it. The Cleveland Cavaliers, at least, is like
Based on the
the
basketball team.
yeah, based on their colors and stuff like that. This is just for alligator being for alligated, and it is literally the same with the other artwork, like taking the basic official art and just vectorizing it. And this one I didn't even put like proper shadows and highlights in. Um, yeah, I don't know. I like, obviously it does kind of work as a logo, but I don't think I think it doesn't work enough to put it into A tier, and definitely not into S tier. Um,
I would put this between Chicago and Atlantic.
you'd put it between those.
Hmm.
Okay, I was thinking above Chicago, but yeah,
A
there
second, Ian.
second in. Okay,
Once more.
no worries. That's perfectly acceptable to me. I do think, yeah, it's definitely a B tier logo. So I can accept that.
I'm just bothered with how flat
Everything
Farley
looks,
looks.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely needs some highlights and shadows and stuff like that, I think. But yeah, oh well. Next up, we have Green Bay Gallades.
Revan.
Revan.
Pretty
The
sure.
Green Bay Gallades is really easy to read, I think, when it's small.
Yep.
I don't necessarily like the font used for Gallades, but that is fine. It's readable. Um, just the everything else in the logo is a mess, I think.
Yeah, it's way too much going on.
Yeah, I don't really
That is
understand the
not.
stars and the compass and there is the Packers logo in there, which is what it's based on.
Uh,
It's hidden in
yeah,
the back.
yeah, you can kind of
There
see it. It
it
almost looks
exists.
like Mecha
There's two of them
Gallade is
actually.
using it as a shield. Yeah, there is two of
Like,
her.
there's so much going on that you miss out on when the logo is small,
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is a
that's
bit
true.
sad. But there's also a lot going on that is loosely connected, if at all,
yeah.
to
There's like a
to
lot
the date.
of things that would make for some cool artwork if done nicely,
Mm.
but also I don't know. Is this just the official Mega Gallade art pasted in there as well, or
I find it hard to believe that it would be exactly the official art, but let me look it up. Because usually it's like
some kind of?
holding its thing in front of its face. I mean, it's not completely identical. The arms are angled a little bit differently, but it is fairly similar. It's got the same stance with the legs. Its head is just flipped, and its arm has moved.
Hmm.
So the official art was probably the basis,
Yeah,
considering the leg is in the same spot.
yeah. It just depends
And
how
it's
much
shadowed
they've.
exactly the same as the official art that I'm looking on.
Yeah, just depends. Yeah, like if they've taken the official art and rotated the arms or something like that. But um, and look, there's nothing wrong with doing that, right? For it's not like it.
You're not making money off of it,
Yeah,
so.
exactly. It's just a draft leg logo. Who cares? But obviously, that means that I can't necessarily rate it as high. Um, when yeah, like there's just too much going on here. It could definitely be refined.
What are you thinking here?
I mean, the text being readable even when it's tiny definitely
Big
brings it
plus.
up a bit. Um, I think I might thinking maybe either lowest B or highest C at the moment. So
I think lowest B.
Lowest
lowest
B as
B.
well for me.
Yep. Cool. I can definitely agree with that for sure. As a logo, when it's tiny like that, being readable is definitely a big plus. So
So that's also a plus for the next team.
the Hamilton Turricats,
Yep.
This was my other hard S.
your other hard S. Yeah, I
I just
mean
think it's really recognized. This is also you, I
it
believe, right?
is it
Yeah.
is also me. I made this for Gareth, I'm pretty sure. So
It really stands out, like regardless of the text being readable in small format or not, like it just stands out. It's a really good like actual logo.
yeah,
Um, the color scheme is really noticeable, so it it just hits the S buttons for me.
fair enough. I don't know if I would put it S personally, but just because I know that once again the artwork's not necessarily anything spectacular, but as a logo, I guess I can put it up here behind Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, wait, the artwork is nothing special. How though?
Well, because like it's just
Because
based
it's
off.
quite similar to the logo that the Tiger Cats logo that it's actually based on. It's doing a very good impression.
Okay, yeah, I can't. I feel like I can't remember where I got the base art for this from, but like it is heavily based off of maybe like a Pokemon TCG artwork or something like that. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I
okay,
can't
okay.
remember off the top of my head. Um, yeah, but yeah, it works. It's got like the highlights and shadows, which is nice. Giving it some depth. Though could it probably go even harder on the shadows?
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I mean,
Boom, getting my way.
I'll put it up in S tier just for you, Ian.
Thank you.
It's definitely there's one logo that I have made that I would put above everything else here, but unfortunately that logo isn't in this league.
Oh,
And even
was it ever
if
in this league?
I don't know, has Nacho ever played as
Oh,
the Detroit Rainbow Wings here?
yes, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my top favorite logo that I've made because
Okay.
it's just simple and does its job really well. But
Well, get that one ready. Get your top spot ready for the all-time list then.
but anyway, next up we have Houston Rotoms.
Which is not readable at all.
Yeah, this is froze. Um,
I mean, you can tell it's
I
a Rotom for sure,
you can't tell it's a Rotom. It's very faithful to the logo that it is imitating of the
which
Houston Rockets.
I feel is a big plus as well.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, Johann's right. It is not, you cannot read any of the text in a smaller format at all. It's
Yeah,
so
like
plus for being faithful to the source material and minus for not being readable in an emote format in particular.
yeah, in an emote format in particular for sure. Like, but a lot of these teams will just take like they would leave the text out for any branding stuff or anything like that, or move the text around, right? And then it's just the logo that has to be recognizable. Um, but obviously that doesn't work when we're just using the one logo. Um, so what do you reckon? Like top of C?
I wouldn't even go that
You
far.
wouldn't even go
I
that
think
far.
I'd put it lower than Ace, higher than Delta.
In between Anchorage
Yep,
and Dublin.
yep, yep.
I'm
Ian
fine with that.
agrees. All right. No worries then. Let's go with that. I can definitely agree. Like it's not bad, and if it does faithfully recreate the logo it's based off of, that's cool. But yeah, in this format, not necessarily the most readable. Indianapolis Infernape.
So this is Trey.
Right?
This is also not really readable, but
Yep.
more because of the colors, not
More
because of
because of
the
colors, yeah.
font,
And
font or size.
I feel like it's just artwork taken from somewhere and cut out, but I don't want to say that as a fact, just in case someone has actually drawn that from.
Watch out, Ray made this himself.
Yeah,
And he's yelling at you after watching that
I
video.
have no clue.
Uh,
I actually don't know. This is before he made this before I met him, so I have no clue. I thought this was based on the Indiana Pacers, but I don't know. The logo doesn't really look anything like this at all. So I don't know what really inspired this. Like why there's fire everywhere in a circle.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It
It's using
could,
fire spin, huh?
yeah,
Is it? That's okay.
I
it
don't know.
could look very cool if it was stylized, um, and vectorized and whatnot. Though the text would need to be changed, I think, for sure.
Yeah, you need to change the color, otherwise you can't read it at all. Just need
Yeah, like a
more
blue or
contrast.
something that would complement the red
Well,
orange.
no, I have made an Indianapolis Infernape's logo before for someone else way back, and the red and yellow was used for a reason. I'm assuming it's to do with some Indianapolis sports team. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I feel like the only one that I even remember was I think they only have the Pacers there. I mean, of Major League Sports at least, that's the only one that they have.
Yeah. Um, but yes, I don't know. It definitely needs work to be a proper logo, I think. Whoever made the art, like it's good Infernape art doing fire spin or whatever, but just that with text written over it without any, like, just straight flat text doesn't really do anything. Obviously, it's still going to be higher than the JPEGs,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. I found
That will put it above Delta as well.
the Indianapolis Infernapes one that you did is shaped like an eye but bent in the middle.
yeah, it's like an eye arrow kind of thing.
So this must be like a local team that I've never heard of or something then. If there's
Yeah,
two teams based on the exact same thing.
I mean, it could just be people from Indianapolis that liked Infernape and that it makes alliteration, right? But
Yeah, two people with the same. Yeah, maybe.
you reckon higher than Drapion's, but
Higher than Drapions, lower than Rotom's.
Yeah, I'm down.
yeah. Oh,
No
okay.
fighting from me.
Yeah, cool. Um, Next up we have Kelowna Crocodiles.
Shade.
Yes.
Shade, who
What
made
is it
this
now?
himself.
It's dusk right now, right?
Yep.
That's
I believe
Okay.
so.
um I mean, it's fine, right? uh
So I know what the
Not
source is for
readable.
this. Yeah, the text is not readable, that's for sure. The source logo for this is also not readable.
Yeah, fair enough.
Faithful.
Frankly.
Faithful.
It is very faithful to the Kelowna Rockets logo. It's very similar because okay, this is I only know this stuff because I've lived there and I have had family who've lived there. But there's like
Ugh.
this mythical creature, very similar to the Loch Ness monster, that supposedly lives in the lake next to the city called the Ogopogo, and it looks just like a crocodile would, but blue.
Okay.
So it is very like cool how close crocodile is to fill itself in on the logo.
Yeah, okay. I think the whites could be whiter, which might help the readability a little bit. And I don't know, I feel like, is that just like the crocodile base artwork head shoved in the circle there?
Yeah, probably straightened out and shoved in.
Straightened out. It looks like it's been like cut in half and mirrored or something like that.
Yeah, because it's like angled in the official art, but it does look like it's just moved, I don't know, like 20 degrees to the right or something to straighten it out.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, I think maybe making it whiter because it to me with the white being more grayish, it does make it look quite flat and I don't know, like obviously I don't know the base logo and what it's like, but it just feels like there's a grey filter over the whole image at the moment. You know what I mean? Like it's very washed out color wise. It could use a bit more saturation, I think, to give it a bit more readability at smaller sizes, a bit more contrast. But
Yeah, it does. It does look washed out. You're right. I would probably put this high C above Anchorage
above Anchorage, yeah,
because this is a very good cresty logo. Like this is a pretty stock standard like
yeah, like
hockey
you
logo.
could definitely see it on like the back
It's
of
like a very
someone's
good
shirt or something like that, right?
yeah, yeah. It's a very shoulder patchy logo in hockey, so it's pretty recognizable to me at least.
Yeah, and it is if you're saying like if it is very faithful to the team it's based off of, that is obviously bonus points as well.
Hmm.
Cool. All right, next up we have Kent State Golden Flash Cannons.
Big zippy.
Big zippy.
Big zippy. Um I do actually kind of like the little cogs and stuff in the flash cannons text there. Obviously, you're not going to be able to read that at a smaller size. Um, the Kent State Golden, I
It's
think,
the
could be
Kent
standing
State.
out more.
So the logo itself is the Kent State Golden Flashes, is what it's based on.
Yeah.
Looks like, which is a bird, kind of like a bird's head, and then like a thunderbolt behind it.
Okay.
So it does look quite different. It's
It
just
does
kind
look
of
quite
stealing
different.
the or stealing. It's just using the name in a completely different manner.
Yeah, I see. And for something that's Kent State Golden, it's only vaguely gold-ish.
Yeah, it's the shiny like bronze. It's more like a bronze.
Um, and I feel like you could definitely go more gold here to make it.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Um, I don't hate it.
To me, it's definitely just like a B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where in B though. I don't have strong feelings on that.
I'd put it
Um,
between Tiff and Evie.
between Tiff and Evie, yeah, it's about where I was thinking as well. I feel like if you went a bit harder with the gold, made the Kent State Golden stand out a little bit more to everything above it. Is like the flash cannons is very readable when it's small,
Mm-hmm.
but the Kent State Golden kind of just blends in to the legs and the cogs. Um, and then give it like a give the whole logo like an outline, so it stands out on the background as well. Um, could definitely make it a lot more readable as well. But yeah,
Chat
it's
putting it even lower than I said.
you
Okay.
said between Tiff and
between Tiff and Eevee.
okay,
Not
yeah,
between Tiff and Draven.
sorry.
I mean, if you say it's not as good as Tiff's, I'd also be fine with that.
I
I was
mean,
just curious.
I would maybe even consider putting it above for alligators as well. But yeah, no, I think it's fine around that level for sure. All
Next
right,
up.
next up, we've got Ian and the Ladner Lantern. Ian.
Okay, I'm obviously incredibly biased. I mean, I know what this looked like ahead of time, and this is not. I don't get any bonus points for this being based on anything real because it's just alliteration that I came up with.
Yeah. Um, and if I had made this today, I would do a lot differently, probably. Like all the lines are too thin, I think, for it to be.
Yeah, you can't really tell where the lantern starts and the background ends.
Yeah, and I'll try
Yeah.
and do the water differently as well in the background, probably.
You can't read the text in small format
And
because it's just the same color as the lantern,
yeah,
so it's hard to pick
it
out.
needs an
But you
outline.
can tell that it's a lantern.
You can tell that it's a lantern. Um,
So yeah,
but this is
unfortunately,
definitely some of my earlier work, right? Like you were one of the first
yeah, this
people I did
is
something for.
definitely like mm, 2018, something like that, like late 2018, early 2019, something along those lines.
Yeah. Um, Look, let me know if you want to refresh at some point in the future, because I feel like something could be done to make this. It is still definitely, I feel like, an improvement on your first Ladner Lantern logo, but
Oh, you didn't even see the first one. You saw the
okay, the
second
first
one.
the first one that you showed me. Um,
the the first one I threw like Lantern's official art in paint and
Oh
like
god.
add text text boxes to put Lantern on it. Um, yeah, I like this. To me, this is unfortunately not higher. I love the logo because it's just such a part of my life.
yeah,
But
I like it as well because it's part of my logo making history, right? And yeah, it's
what are you thinking? I was thinking like B.
um yeah, I maybe bottom of B somewhere, I think.
It like uh, because it can't really go in A because it's not better than the Overheat logo. Um, and I don't think that it belongs there as a logo, anyways. I don't think that it really belongs there. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd say bottom of B as well.
it just depends if it's going to be like above TIFF or in between TIFF and Revan or below Revan.
I'm too
I feel
biased,
like
so
it's.
I'll let you guys fight over it.
I'll just let Jet decide.
I'll just put it in the middle there.
Right next to her. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly. You guys can be together. All right. Next, we've got Lagrange Greninja.
The first time I don't know whose logo that is.
It's Mortals.
It's Model. Oh, I can bash that without any hard feelings. Okay. You
Should
can
I
not
tell you who made
read.
this one, Johann?
You did.
Yeah, I did.
I'd guess. You can't read the
You,
Greninjas
well, yeah,
at
you
all.
can't. I mean, you can't really read the Lagrange either. Um,
Yeah.
be-
L-
I mean, I
Just because of
like the
font size. Oh, the
artisticness
font.
of working the water shurikens into the text, and then
Yeah.
having the Greninjas being like a calligraphy style way of writing it. I
Oh,
think artistically,
as a
it's
piece of
very
art,
cool.
it's very good. But
As a logo, yes, I
as a
agree.
logo, it suffers from several problems.
very several
Most
problems.
notably the not being readable. And I feel like there's a bit too much going on for the logo that
Actually,
also gets lost.
when it's small, you can't even really tell that it's a Greninja.
No, you can't really, can you? Because of all the Lagrange and the water shurikens and stuff. I
Yeah.
don't disagree there.
Like, I really like this
Yeah, yeah,
as a piece of art.
I really like the idea behind it, and um, yeah, as a similar to my Adelaide Overheat logo, right? Like I like the artwork, not necessarily the logo-ishness of it.
Mm-hmm. Very much second that.
Um, so it just depends if this is upper B or lower A. Like Adelaide, like even yeah, the Adelaide from the Adelaide Overheat is more readable.
Mhm.
I feel like upper B.
Upper B, you reckon above Corviknights?
Yes, above Corviknights. But if
Ian,
you reference a Pokemon in your team name and you can't really make out the Pokemon in the logo, it's making me a tad sad.
yeah.
I
I
mean, to be
mean,
honest, I would have put this behind Ledner.
you would
Behind
have put it
Latna.
behind
Yeah.
Ladner.
Yeah, it's a logo. As a logo, I can't make out what
It's
it is.
yeah, you're not wrong. Okay.
I wanted to bash model, but not that
Well,
much.
I mean, it's not really bashing Mortal, it's bashing me. I'll
It's
just
model's logo.
put it in the middle of B because that's halfway between where Ian
What's the
and
difference?
me and Johann would put it. So cool.
Okay.
I'm happy with that. Am I? But I am. Uh, Los Angeles Crams. Now I actually think this is good. Like it's just
Whose logo is
very
this?
sports logo
This is
reminiscent.
Decky.
Oh, the sticky. Okay.
Like
Yeah,
it's
it
very sports
is.
logo reminiscent.
It's
Mm-hmm.
very faithful to the source Los
And
Angeles Rams.
it's not just like traced over vectorized Cramorant, right? Like it's
Mhm.
actually been stylized and done really well. I don't know who made it.
Yeah.
I have no idea who made it, but it's
Oh, if it wasn't you, I have no clue.
um this is probably one of the ones that I would have definitely said for S tier, so
Yeah, I would have said
Yeah.
upper A out to us as well.
because it's just very reminiscent of a sports team logo. Like the art style is perfectly sports teamy. Um, like I would even put this probably above my own two up in S tier here.
I would
But I mean, I'm
tend
kind
to
of
agree with Johan and put it at the bottom of S currently.
I don't know. I just think it's done really well. And I can see the skill of logo making that's gone into it that I don't necessarily feel like I have myself. So
I completely agree with you. My one complaint with it and why I would put it at the bottom of S is that it should be bigger in a smaller form. Like it should be taking up more
oh yeah,
space.
it's
Like
got
the
too much space around it for sure. But I mean, that's just a cropping issue more than anything else. But yeah, that's cool.
all
Uh,
right.
Next up, we have Los Angeles Nido Kings, which I
Which is
think is
Joey.
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 Yeah.
Yep.
But this just feels like uh, random
TCG.
pieces. Yeah, TCG artwork or just fan art of something that's
You
taken.
can see where it's taken from in the logo.
Can you?
Can you?
There's a deviantart.com above the back spikes of the Nido King.
Wait, is there? I've never noticed that.
Oh yeah, there
Ve-
is.
ve-
Oh,
Oh god, right.
Well,
Okay.
Okay, then.
So yeah, I can't really justify giving this very high at all. But at least it's not white background, so I'll put it.
yep,
I I
very
actually
much.
feel like because presumably it's based on the Los Angeles Kings hockey team. Like I feel like you could do a really cool design with how the logo
But yeah,
works in
I
terms of an actual logo
feel
format
like
with
Nido
this team
King
name.
has like the same like I don't know, like silhouette as what you would expect a hockey player to have when they're all dressed up. So you could definitely do something with it, right? Like,
There's definitely very cool things I think you can do given the source logo and the Pokemon itself. Um, Especially because purple and royalty have so much like connection historically between them.
hmm,
That yeah, I mean I know Joey's had this for literal ages. Like this
yes,
is still the
Yes,
as long as
original
he's been
logo
playing
that he
in NCL.
yeah, which was
5 years, 6 years.
2019 is when he joined, which has been five years now. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Crazy. Um, yeah, so yeah, I don't know. It's just pieces taken from places and not super logo-ish, not going to be rated very high. So,
Mhm.
um, next up we've got Los Santos Septiles.
which is
This
Aaron.
is Aaron.
Um,
Does this have any basis on a sports team, Ian?
I'm pretty sure Los Santos is from Grand Theft Auto.
yeah, I think you're right. Um,
I seem to remember looking it up at one point, and I thought that that's what it was. It looks like there's a province in Panama that it could be based on as well, though. I
okay,
am
but
unsure.
either way, I don't know. I can't tell if
Okay, so it is. It is the LS, like the way that it's stylized, is based on presumably a soccer team that they have there.
okay.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, the Scepter does look
Baseball.
like he's in a.
It might be baseball.
Either
Yeah.
way, I don't particularly.
Oh yeah, he does look like he's pitching.
He does look like he's pitching. I don't know. I don't necessarily particularly like this one that much. Because it's just like the LS over a Scepter.
Yeah, it's not like super creative. I'll give it points for being like actual sports logo It does look very much like a sports logo. Um, but yeah, the subtile is like missing body parts or something. I'm not really.
And is
It's
it?
Maybe
also
it's
the
just the way
tail
that it's
being sort of
facing.
as flat as it is bothers me.
Yeah, it's like they've taken the Mega Sceptile artwork or something, right, and just like no, made the outlines green rather than black. Done some color filtering or something. But I don't know if this has been drawn by someone, but yeah, just the flat green tail doesn't work for me at all. I don't know. It is definitely a C tier, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd say above Revan just because it's working better as a logo.
That
Oh, you want it
was
to be?
Hmm? Oh, that's B. I'm dubbing.
I was gonna say on either side of shade. I don't really have a preference there, but
yeah, definitely a C tier though. I think. Maybe we should put a D tier in just so we can put all the JPEGs into there.
You can
And
add it.
Joey.
Anyway, we got the Mandalicious Buzzers,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
is the next
this is-
JPEG.
Which
Yeah,
is
it is a
loose, yeah.
JPEG. It's unknowns, so you literally can't. Unfortunately, you cannot read.
I mean, yeah,
Reading Mandibus. What's your
Mandabuzz,
problem?
right? Yeah, exactly.
I guess.
If you know what it
I'm
says,
not guessing. I'm reading that.
if you know
Okay.
what it says, you can know what it says.
Unknown letters aren't that hard.
No, they're not.
Yeah, but what I mean
If
is that it like you
Oh, you
cannot
mean
read it when
in
it's in
logo
small font
size?
at all. It is
Yeah, that
not
is fair.
readable. It's like so far above what the Mandibuzz is.
That as well. Yeah.
and this is, I don't know if this is like artwork taken from somewhere or what, but
I reckon it is. Yes. Knowing whose logo that is,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think he
It's a
asked
cool idea
someone to
though.
do a logo.
it is a cool idea, and whoever drew that has done a really good job in drawing it. But just taking that and putting Mandibuzz in unknown font up above it is not going to get you any higher than
The other JPEGs.
the other JPEGs. And even then, like I might even just put this down the bottom of C tier because at least these ones are logo-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Right. And then the next one as well, Midnight
Which is
Carcoal
just
Riders, which is I feel like down
Orange.
there as well, right?
it is on. Yeah, it is also down there. Yeah.
Yep. It's a cool smattering of different art, like the Carcoal and the Spectrier and the Calyrex that the Carcoal's head is on.
Yeah, I feel like you could definitely make something cool out of it, but yeah, get rid of the
Right
giant
now,
Calyrex head and just put Carcoal on the back of Spectria.
Does it actually have those rocks when it turns into Calyrex Shadow on its feet,
No,
or are
I
those
feel
just
like
like
he's
a
I
just
don't think
base?
so.
put
No.
the Carcoal rocks there or whatever, right?
Oh, okay.
And then the background is
Oh,
even squished, like taken from somewhere else and
yeah.
just squished to make the square aspect ratio.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. This is still down the bottom here somewhere, right? Like,
Yeah.
You
Is it
can
JPEG?
see it. It is a JPEG, I believe.
I mean, even if it is a PNG, there's
It's
no
it's
point
just a
to being
full
a PNG.
square
Yeah,
instead of
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I like where you have it because I think it's more viewable than Mandalicious.
um, yeah, you don't have to worry about any text or anything at the very least. Yeah, I don't know. And like, it's at least taken a couple of different things and put them together, whereas Handalicious is not.
Yep.
Uh, Mogul Mercenaries.
Katrina?
Yep.
Obviously this is all sniper
Yep.
ability
Triple
Pokemon,
Snipermons. Yeah.
which is I guess where the mercenaries come from. Obviously the text is unreadable at small size just because
Mm-hmm.
the orange
It's quite
background
small.
just messes with it,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it being a very thin font to begin with. Um,
Also, those others just basic.
yeah,
I
it's
think they're
Artwork.
just the official art without the
Yeah.
pupils. Yeah.
I don't know.
Although the Ariados looks more drawn than being. just the official art, but I don't know.
It does. But I don't know how. It feels like they've taken the official art and just filled the areas with each color, like gotten rid of the shading and stuff that the official art has.
Mm,
I don't have super strong feelings about this besides it being in C somewhere.
neither
Yeah,
do I.
definitely C, and I would probably
Yeah, that's the
probably
area I
about
was
there.
thinking as well.
I Yeah, I don't know. I think it's got more to it than Indianapolis Infernape's kind of, and it's not, as far as I know, based on any sports team, so it puts it lower than the Rotums for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, next up we got New York
Magic.
Meloettas, Magics. Um, Now I
If the
would,
Mellow was written in a different color, you could probably read it even on a
yeah,
small
you're
side.
probably right there, but also this is literally just the official artwork taken and recolored and put in.
This is your logo, right?
Yes, yes, it is.
The the contrasting orange on the green background and green on the orange background is really cool though.
Yeah. Um, but I don't think I would put this any higher than Ladner Lantern. I would probably put this here.
Cool.
Could definitely do more to it now. I think this is one of the earlier ones that I made for sure. And I would want to probably try
Yeah, this is
and
definitely like a
vectorize the Meloetta.
season 1 kind of timeline, I
Yeah.
think.
But there's definitely a concept there that could be cool. And then we've got another New York team, the New York Onyx.
Pontificus?
Hmm.
Um, which I think is okay.
I mean, you can read the Onyx, which is at least something
Yeah,
more,
it's
more
large
than you
enough
can
that
do
you
with
can
other
definitely
teams.
see it.
Yeah, the
Quite
Onyx's
faithful
head
to
does kind of blend in. Is it?
the
Quite faithful.
Onyx's head. I think the Onyx's head is just supposed to be a basketball.
Yeah, that makes sense.
From the New York Knicks logo.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. It looks pretty similar to the source material.
Cool. What do you reckon then? High B?
I would say definitely high B or low A. I actually really like this logo. I think that it's like maybe around your logo, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I don't dislike it at all, and if it's a faithful sports logo, I can see it. What side of Adelaide Overheat do you reckon?
Left.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, no worries. I
Johann's
won't
like,
be too
yes,
offended.
dig into Jed more.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not gonna say that I'm the best logo creator ever. I just do it for free.
Oh, that's okay.
Bashing
I'll say
it
it.
without repercussions. Pork.
Northwestern Weaviles is up next, which is a me logo
For Tommy.
for Tommy.
Big fan of the W.
Yeah, I think the W turned out really cool.
Do you know,
Um,
is this based on anything?
uh, not as
Northwestern Wildcats looks like what they have
far.
there.
Actually,
But I
yeah, it could have
can't
been.
It doesn't look anything like what their logo is at
Yeah,
all.
no,
Not even remotely
I
close.
don't think I used any other logos as references.
Is it just cut off in the preview, or is the actual logo also cut off in?
Oh, in emote format? Here, I can post it
Yes.
and
No,
you'll
it is not.
see.
Okay. Never mind.
Oh, you posted it somewhere then. Okay.
No.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
thought I
just
had it.
cut off in the tier list preview. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Was a
Same
bit
with
worried.
TJ's. Double down.
Um, and look, this is literally the official artwork, just vectorized, um, with some text and a bit of a background, but I don't hate it how it turned out at all.
Yeah, which is perfectly fine.
B somewhere.
Upper
Um,
B, above the P.
B, top
At
B,
least above the P, probably above EB as well.
higher,
Don't know about
lower.
Looney. I'll let Ian decide that.
Lower?
Yeah, I can see that because at least Corviknights is based off of an actual team, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, we have Russ's Olympic Laron.
This is from the ancient days as well.
I mean, this is
I mean,
literally just artwork pasted inside an O, right?
yeah. I mean, this is C for sure.
C for sure. Um,
Above or below Joey?
Oh, well, Joey's is ripped from DeviantArt, so above Joey.
Okay then.
um,
At least
that
this is
that
an actual sports
lower than
logo, right?
Drapion's, higher than
I would, s-
Drapion's Infernape,
yeah, below, like higher than Infernape's probably, yeah.
but below Moguls.
Yeah, because I mean, this is based on the soccer team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you say
Lyon,
so.
I think it's Lyon that it's based on, the French.
Makes sense.
Um,
Yeah, that
I
does
don't
make
know
sense.
how he
You could
fit Laron
definitely
in,
do something
but
with that though.
personally, I prefer the Louisville Lieber LTMs.
Same.
Yeah, fair enough. Understandable. All right. Next up, we have Osaka
Osaka Absol from
Absols.
JB.
I really like this logo. Um, because you can kind of see the O and the Absol in it, and kind of an
Mhm.
A as well. And
And
it's
it's based on the yin yang sign,
yeah,
which is Absol as well. Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
I
would
like the
say
colors.
this is definitely like high A, low S for me as well.
High A.
I think I would put it above Blastoise even as well. Yeah,
Mm.
I do really like it. It's a very cool concept, and I don't really know what I would suggest to improve it. Um, it would just be cool if it was based off a sports team or something, right?
Yeah.
But as it is, it's yeah, awesome, very cool concept. All right, we got the Oshawotts, which
I
is
love the pun.
I actually really like how the light bulb Oshawott head turned out. This is one that I made as well, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
Whose
I,
team is that?
This is
uh,
scared.
yeah. Um, obviously, it's not necessarily a logo or anything, and the Oshawotts isn't. It is kind of readable. Um,
If you know what's supposed to be there, you can read it.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Um, I was going for like a light coming out of the light bulb kind of thing for the text.
Hmm.
Oh,
Um,
okay, I see. Like a projector almost.
yeah, kind of. Um, but yeah, I definitely think it's cute. I would probably put it somewhere in B tier though.
I would put it above Eevee's logo, I think.
I would put it above Tommy's, I think.
Which is where.
Between Looney and Tommy.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I
I
do like how it turned out
agree.
more than Weebiles.
Of the new batch that you made this year, it's the best.
Wow. Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll get to that later.
we will, but yeah. I mean, it's really it's hard to argue. Like, it's really bright, right? Like, it's stands out. You can see that it's an Oshawott light bulb. Like, it's a cool design.
Yeah, yeah, I do like how it turned out.
Given that all four of them are not really like logo-y,
Yeah,
this
they're
is
more
the
artwork than
coolest card.
logo-y, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Excuse me.
Peterborough Palpitoads.
Bry, and I believe he said this is made by Liam.
Okay. Um, the text is perfect for a sports logo. It was slightly bigger.
Just need to say it's the same problem as the cramps. It's just a tad small.
Um, and yeah, this would be on the same level as the crams, or similar level as the crams for me, if the Palpitoad was done in a more sports logo-ish style, you know, rather than just I don't know if this is just it's at least I feel like it's at least been vectorized. It's not just a copy of the base, it's not just the base art copied in.
Hmm.
Um,
I've been digging around. It doesn't look anything like the hockey team there.
okay.
Completely different.
Um, but yeah, look, the text is, I think, probably some of the most sports team like text that I've seen out of any of the logos. Like it's just simple, but it does stand out on the full sized image. It just, yeah. I think if the base PNG was cropped better, it would be a bit more readable. But yeah, I don't know. I would probably put this in B tier, right?
Where do you want
BTS
it in B?
is big now.
Or forever hold your peace?
Uh,
Yeah, I agree with B. I don't know where I would put it though. It's kind of interesting because like there's that section in B tier that are all just like circles.
yeah.
Um,
So you'd say below model, just to continue the
no,
row.
because I think this is
More
better
readable.
than Mortals, but probably in between Mortal and Zippy is where I'd put it though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put it
I
there.
can get
I
behind
think mid B is definitely perfectly acceptable for this logo. All right. Next up we have Pike Place Puppeteers, which could definitely be a JPEG.
This is
Something.
a reference to TJ's season 1 team here that he never got around to making the logo for at the time and then made it a lot later. where he had like his theme of like legendary base stat mons, and then
Yeah.
Mega Banette was like puppeteering them all. So you can kind of see it. I mean, it's like the actual in-game sprites of all the Reggies.
Yeah, yeah. Look, you could definitely make something really cool with a Mega Bayonet having like puppet strings coming out of its hands and stuff like that. Um, but this is not it, obviously. And like, it's just funny to me that none of the words pike place or puppeteers like line up, align properly. Uh, um,
Above Joey, below Delta.
um, yeah,
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's quite long in emote format. It's kind of cut off on the tier list because it's definitely more of a rectangle than like a square or anything.
yeah, yeah. It's more of like a flag shape than anything else, right?
Hmm.
But
Too
yeah,
early for flags.
definitely have things that you could do with that concept that are much improved on what is here.
Yeah, it was a really cool idea, and I mean, I don't think that TJ's an artist, so
Yeah,
this is, what do you put together?
yeah.
Well, he does draw things. I'm not going to say that he's not an art. Okay, he is an artist. He does draw. I've seen his drawings before. Um, the actual graphic design on this is not, at the same level as things above it. That's all.
That's yeah, very true. All right. Next up, we've got the Santa Fe Superiors.
Which is Arthur?
Yep.
Um, which it just
Y-
looks like it's official art put in a circle.
Yep.
Text is unreadable
Hmm.
in small format. Um,
I would put this like next to the Drapions, either side. Doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
yeah, it doesn't really matter. Um, yeah, I don't know. Even if the little design in the background is drawn in or what, but let's just put it there. Yeah, Drapions and Superiors about on the same level there.
Hmm.
Cool. Not going to disagree with that. Seattle Star Raptors is up next. And black text with no outline is unreadable on anything that's not a bright background.
Yeah, it always has been. I don't remember if Daniel made this himself or if TJ made this. I can't recall. I mean, this is from like 2017, so it's quite
Yeah.
quite old at this point.
I mean, and honestly, it doesn't necessarily need the text at all. Like, relatively nice, even without it. Um, I don't know if it's based off of a sports team or anything like that.
It looks like it's inspired by the Mexican flag.
Yeah, I think it is inspired by the Mexican flag, right? Because Daniel's heritage is Mexican.
Okay.
Um, I thought it was supposed to be a play on the Seattle Seahawks, which is a football team there, but I think that may only be in name only.
Yeah. Um.
It might be why the water is there, considering Seattle's coastal,
Yeah.
because I don't think there's water in the Mexican flag at all. But that would also explain why there's a cactus, because there are no cacti in Seattle at all.
Yeah, that
It's
is
not a thing.
the Mexican flag is an eagle carrying a snake in front of a or above a cactus, above cacti, whatever. You know what I mean.
Fair
Is
enough.
that water?
It is. It
That
is
does look like
water.
water.
It is
In
water.
the
Well,
flag,
at
In the
the
flag,
there's
I'm not
water,
sure.
and
looking at
there
the
is
flag, yeah,
also
there is water.
Okay.
Kind of
laurel.
what I think is water, with the
Yeah,
cactus growing out of something.
the cactus is growing out of a desert patch, and then you have water around it, and a
Yeah,
laurel
and that's where
circle.
the yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's in the O?
people should do this more with yeah, I don't know what's in the O. I have no clue. It looked like a human face for a second there. I don't.
I think it's
Can you zoom in?
yeah, I can on. I think it's a Digimon.
Oh, it is like Patamon or something. I think is the name of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
I think
yeah, it is. It's
that's a
Patamon.
relatively new addition to it, right? Like I don't think it was there in the original.
You know what?
I have no clue.
I have no clue. I didn't even notice it until seeing it enlarged in this format, to be honest. Let me see. In old, I can go way back to the beginning of time here and see what I can find. Yeah, it was completely different text before.
Yeah.
It was text all on the bottom in cursive, which was also completely unreadable. Um, I wonder when he changed this. Corona from Corona.
um, but I
In
feel like it's probably something that's like
okay,
bottom
so
of B tier.
relatively new being like 2019.
Oh,
It's his second edition.
okay.
Um, he tweaked it July 14th, 2019, which would have been like season 3.
Okay.
No,
Uh,
season 4 or season 5,
okay.
something like that.
I definitely feel like I didn't see it on the first version at the very least. So yeah. Cool. But yeah, I don't know if I would put this somewhere in between high C and low B, right?
I'd put it above Revan.
Above the Gallades, yeah.
Yep. I, it's so cool that it's based on an actual country's flag. Like I feel like
Yeah,
more
that
people
is
should do that.
pretty cool.
I mean, just even in your portfolio, seeing Barry's logo that you did being based on the Canada flag for the Canadian Obama Snows is like really
Yeah.
cool concept.
All right.
Amish.
Amish and the Singapore Sobble squad.
Which is backwards on the logo,
Yeah,
right?
the
Because you
Sobble squad
read the
Singapore. Yeah,
Sobble Squad
exactly.
Singapore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I get you. It's cute
Did
for
you make
sure.
this?
No, I did not. This was not.
Oh,
I think he did it
I wonder
himself,
if
did
this
he?
is it's either that or Bill.
Could be.
I
I don't
think.
know if it's quite Bill's
I
art
mean,
style, but it
Amish can
definitely could be.
chime in when he watches this inevitably, right?
If anyone makes it through 2 hours of this recording.
Yeah,
Um, I do like it though. It's cute.
yeah. It's
It's
very
not
readable.
yeah, it's definitely
Yes.
not unreadable. What do we reckon? BA?
I Yeah, I would say A for sure. I don't.
Yeah.
A, yeah. Above or below Adelaide? Above or below Onyx?
What do you think,
I'd say
Johan?
above Onyx, below Crooks.
Yep, I can definitely agree on that.
Cool.
It is pretty cool. All right. Next up we got the Springfield Starmies.
Which is
Um,
Starmie.
also very small.
it is
Yep.
got way too much. It just needs to be cropped down, and it would be great.
Yeah, if it were bigger, it would be fantastic.
This is done
Done.
by Aria.
Aria. Yeah.
And it's very cool, like a little hand drawn Starmie. Obviously, Springfield Starmies is not necessarily readable at all, but it's very cute artwork for sure.
Yeah. Stormy on top of the Umbrella Corp logo.
Yeah.
I'm joking. It's obviously not, but
That would
yeah,
also
no,
be fun.
that would be fun. Um, but yeah, it just needs to be cropped to be so that the logo takes up more of the actual image space,
Mhm.
right?
which is the same issue we had with Grise. But I like this
And with the
logo,
cramps, yes.
Yeah,
so I would put this in B probably.
B tier for sure, and I would definitely put it upper B tier. Like I would mm, above Oshawotts maybe, or in between Oshawotts and Weeviles around that
I would
area.
have that between Oshawott and Weavers as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
Boom.
cool. St. Louis Cardinals.
We can skip this one.
We can skip this one.
No, I'm kidding. It's Zane, you know. That's
Yeah,
all.
that's fair. Um, yeah, I mean it's a Sil Valley, so that's something.
Well, it's a
Well,
type null.
type null, yeah.
It's not like it's doing its best to be faithful to the original logo that this is based on, the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
The baseball bat is almost in the same position. The text is stylized exactly the same, which is really cool. But obviously, a bird perching on the baseball bat is a lot easier than a hefty
A
ass
type
type
null holding
null.
it, yeah.
Yeah, but he's got the beak in there, which type null does not. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a beak.
It doesn't have
So
a beak now.
yeah, it's imitating the cardinal that's on the bat, which is really cool. So I give it points
Yeah, no, I don't dislike it at all.
for that.
It's and I mean Cardinals,
Not that the text is readable in
yeah,
emote
No,
format, but
definitely not
for
in
sure
emote
not.
format. But I would definitely be happy putting this somewhere in the Bs.
same.
Maybe around the Palpitoads,
That sounds fair.
probably above Mortals,
Probably above
above
mortal and
Greninjas.
below Fry. Yeah.
Cool. Definitely not gonna disagree with that. Super Zeb Strikers.
Which
This one
is
is
also not
so
really
cool.
readable.
It's not readable. You can't really tell that it's a Zebstrika in emote format, which is
A bit sad.
unfortunate because this logo is just so cool.
It is very cool. I don't know if it's meant to be based off of anything or if it's just Zeb being a fan of Zeb.
Yeah, I I think so. I don't know that there's a place called Supa.
See, if I was going to do it, then I would base it off the Adelaide Strikers cricket team. But obviously, I'm not doing that for me, and I doubt Zeb would want to Adelaide Zeb Strikers logo.
Would make little sense for him.
Yeah, exactly.
There is a city called Supa in Estonia, it looks like, which
Zeb is Finnish, right?
wait, no, am I wrong? Maybe this no, he's Norwegian, but
He's
is
Norwegian, my bad. Sorry.
this site says copyright Norwegian Meteorological Institute. So maybe this is a place.
Maybe.
I don't know why. Okay, I'll just have to look this up. Google Maps. Oh God, this is not helpful. I'll do some digging here.
No worries. But yeah, like it is very cool. It's like a very cool piece of
It's
artwork for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
but as a logo, it's not optimal.
not
Oh yeah,
optimal.
no, definitely.
So I would probably put it around the Adelaide overheat area.
Yes, fully agree.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay, this could be
Just
just.
depends if we want to put it higher or lower than Adelaide Overheat. Doesn't
I
really
would say
matter. Do you
lower.
reckon lower?
Yes.
Like, it would look very cool on like a t-shirt or something like that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nah, that looks good where it is.
I don't know
Definitely
how
a cool
far I
piece
have
of
to
artwork.
zoom in to find this place. I'm just going to assume that it doesn't exist, considering I can't find it on the map here.
All right.
Oh,
We've got the Swaggerlicious Vaporeons up next, which is just a meme image as a logo. So I feel like we're just gonna put this
box.
down the bottom
Meme
of
box.
C.
I mean, it's. I don't know. Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
It's a Vaporeon plush with shoes.
Like,
Like,
I asked
it's a
him,
literal picture.
if he wanted me to turn it into it, like if he wanted me to make a logo for him, and like he said he doesn't want one. This is Raoul, right?
Yeah.
He said he doesn't want one, and I was like, okay, well, cool. But putting Vaporeon in some cool shoes on a logo could be funny. Maybe even give it some glasses.
Yeah. I agree.
Make the logo for him anyway.
I mean,
I'm not
this is
gonna
like.
make something for someone that doesn't want it, unfortunately. Not gonna waste my time like that.
Mm.
It's unique in that it is like an actual picture taken by a camera and
Yeah,
not artwork.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's bottom of C tier. All right. Next up, we've got the Tampere Haxorus, which is based off of a sports team, I think, from Tampere.
Yep. It's very similar to the hockey logo, which is like an axe.
Yeah,
And
that's what
so
I
it
based it
was
off
like
of.
the perfect.
Yeah, this is also made by me. So
The text is, well, the Haxorus part is not really readable in
no.
emote format. You can read the T and the E,
You can read the T and the U. You can.
but the shiny Haxorus itself stands out quite a lot.
Yeah, I don't hate how it turned out for sure. Um,
I like this logo very much.
yeah, I do.
I,
It could maybe use a bit more shading or something like that, but overall, it's turned out okay. Um, Definitely, I think for me it would be upper B's.
Yeah,
I would probably put this above Corviknights.
sure.
yep.
Um, just from the fact that it closely resembles the logo that it was based off of.
Yeah, it's a
Mm-hmm.
really good. You can still see the shield, but it doesn't look like a shield because it looks like it's Haxorus, and the axe obviously is. I mean, it's got an axe for a mouth,
Yeah,
so
yeah, exactly. Yeah, cool. All right. Tentacruel Pirates.
this is another cool logo.
A cool
Yep.
logo. Yeah, cool logo concept for sure.
I don't know if it's based on anything.
There's many
It
Pirates teams though, right?
not on a sports team, I
It
think.
could be based on the Pittsburgh Pirates, but they don't. Their logo doesn't really look anything like a pirate flag.
Yeah. And I feel like you could even lean into a more Jolly Roger kind of thing with this concept as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I would definitely still put this in B tier somewhere for sure.
Probably around that Weaviles for alligators area.
I would have said above Weavals.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, no, I
I
don't
didn't mean in
disagree with
between
that.
them necessarily. Yeah, that seems like a fair place.
Cool. All right. Texas Toad Schools up next. Toad Schools, I should say. Um,
He
which
vibing.
it's drawn in like paint or something, right? But this could definitely. I like it. I do. It could be a very cool logo. I don't know. I like Toad School and I like Toad Scroll, so I definitely enjoy this. It's
Yeah,
just
I
the
do too.
text being how it is.
Yeah, it's not, you can't read anything.
You can't read anything, and it's just like it's just put there randomly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Sai had fun with this one, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah. No, I
I
like
think
it.
he is
I
still
do
having
like
fun
it.
with it.
yeah.
But I don't know if I can really justify it higher than like C tier. Uh,
Nah.
I would probably put this in between Rotoms and
Lola.
Arcanines,
Oh,
or
interesting
Rotoms
that way. Okay.
and around Rotoms somewhere there. I think is where
Mhm.
I'd put it if you guys
I
Yeah,
would
either
have said
or.
below Rotoms.
below Rotoms.
Yep.
Cool.
Right there.
All right. Next up, we have our next no logo. This
Flightless,
one's got
so
the
also has no
NA
power
in the
type.
middle though, rather than down the bottom, Ian. So you
Yeah,
know.
I know.
This is Flightless's team, the to be determined Flightless.
Yeah, there's no team name.
There's no
Like, this
team
is,
name.
it has to be lowest because it's literally not even a name. There's no name attached.
Yeah,
So we don't know what it's supposed to
hasn't
be.
decided on anything, but that's where we
No
are.
team name, no terror types,
We
no nothing.
are T minus 3 hours until I can release that schedule, and there's still no Terra types.
Uh,
So
all right. Next up, we have Toronto Tusks,
Which is
which
Wombo?
yep.
also has that similar manga-ish style to the
To
Blastoise's one.
yeah.
But this logo is
This is,
definitely
I
not the same
believe,
tier as the Blastoise's one, unfortunately.
so I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be based on the Toronto Raptors. It doesn't really look the same as the basketball logo at all, but it's a Velociraptor in the logo, and this is a
Great Tusk,
tusk based thing.
Mammoth.
Yeah, so extinct animals, not really a dinosaur, but I think that is the basis, based on the color scheme, at
Yeah.
least with the red and
Um,
black.
the text is very basic and
Very
obviously
not readable.
very not readable on a
Yep.
small size. Um, but I do like the drawn effect. Um, tough. I would. It's tough. I want to put this in B, but also C at the same time. So I think it's somewhere around that area.
Put
Um,
it below Raven and call it a day.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
because I do kind of like it a bit more than Revens as well. That's the issue.
Huh.
But yeah, I guess Revens is more readable. So yeah, we'll just put it there. All right. Uh,
All right,
Johan,
Johan,
we've
your
got the
time to shine.
voracious Vileplume. Um,
I'm obviously biased, so I'll
yeah, but
think
also I thought we
Rotom.
decided we were going to do the one without the shadow, but
Yeah, I was not really awake when Ian pinged for logos, so I just grabbed
the one that
the
furthest down the
latest
bottom.
one,
Yeah, exactly. Um,
which was one with a shadow.
yeah,
Uh, we Jed and I both agreed that there's a bit too much going on in this version, for this to be a good
yeah,
emote.
and obviously the text is unreadable in emote form, and
Oh yes,
it is very dark, but I mean, that's
It may actually have been readable if it was like flipped
colors
colors,
flipped.
but then
Yeah, I was thinking that it could be, but even then, I don't think it would necessarily be readable. I would have
I
to
very much
very
love
much
it.
brighten the
Love it
colors
as a
up.
piece of art.
Yes, as a piece of art, I'm very happy with it, but
yeah, I completely agree. But I also think that the Oshawott. So this goes, but yeah, I just think the Oshawotts is like completely sure about what it's doing,
yeah,
and the shadow in the background doesn't make any sense to me for this one.
no, no,
Like
That's perfectly
there's
fair.
you can see the bloodlust in the eye, but if you weren't paying attention, it might just look like it was a streak
another.
of blood. Whose arm is being eaten here?
That's an
Urshifu.
Urshifu.
Oh,
Urshifu
that's
single strike.
hilarious.
I have that the idea came from me prepping in PSS. I think it was Vileplume with Moonblast for an Urshifu. That replay is sadly lost to the big
Thank you, Zarel. Thank you,
update.
Zarel. You really helped us out
Um,
by deleting
but
the
yeah,
replays.
I prepped with Moonblast, and the Urshifu came out, and I managed to click Moonblast and just one tap it. And that just stuck with me. Since then, I've
Yeah,
been a big fan of Vileplume.
Um,
I love this for the art. It's great for the art.
yeah, I maybe above Tentacruel, below Starmie, or
As long as it's above Ian, I'm content.
below
You're gonna be
Ian, above
way. You're
Magic.
gonna be way. Uh, I would say. I think the tentacle one is more readable.
Yep.
I don't
So
disagree with
there.
that. Yeah, cool. Let's put it there. And then, last but not least, we have the Whitby Torracats.
Demons!
I believe this is a U
This is a
logo as
me
well, right?
logo as well. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. And it is based off of a Whitby sports team, I believe. Whitby Wildcats or something like that.
Yep. It's facing the same way. It's the same color scheme. Definitely.
Um, it is pretty simple, but
But most logos are.
yeah.
Yep.
Like sports logos are very simple.
Um,
So I think this does very well as a logo.
Yes.
Less so on the art side, but definitely recognizable, and the text is readable. You can see Whitby for sure.
yeah, you can see
Yeah.
Whitby, not necessarily the Torracats, but yeah. What do we reckon below Corviknights? B tier?
I would have said above Covenants, actually.
Above?
Yep, I would also say right there is perfect for me.
Below Haxorus? Cool. Alright.
Mhm.
Well, um, that is our season 14 NCL logo tier list. Let us know how wrong you think we are. Most things sitting around B tier, which makes sense to me, I think.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, guys, before we end this recording at literally the almost 2 hour mark?
Talk 2
Uh,
hours.
if you have a JPEG, turn it into a PNG.
Please do.
And if you feel like you need a refresh for logo, just reach out to Jed.
Maybe.
He
Or
loves doing this.
You can
whoever
give him all
did the
his work.
crams. Or whoever did Chibi's logo.
They might not do it for free though.
That's true. That's true. Um, but yeah, I guess I can leave a link for this tier maker tier list thing in the description as well, so that people can make their own if they want to. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess thank you for watching, guys, and I will catch you all in the future.
Bye.
Hopefully, winning games this
Bye.
season.
Hopefully
Thank
winning it
you for
efficiently.
joining me. Yeah, hopefully. Thank you for joining me, Ian and Johan. And yeah,
Thanks for having us.
of course.
Exactly.
Thank you guys. And yeah, peace out. Bye.